Hello, guys, and welcome back to yet another Kaggle Days Meetup Surat. Today, I have Madhav Bell with us. He is a software engineer at Microsoft. He has his own YouTube channel called The Lean Programmer, where he does not only tell about the technical skills but also help us with the soft skills and the personal development. So, welcome Madhav to our show today. Thank you so much for taking out time on weekend for us in the community.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Manpreet, for such a wonderful welcome, and thanks a lot for having me. But just before continuing the session, I really want to apologize from every person who's attending this live stream because my throat is completely gone today, and I will be speaking very slowly. So yeah, please don't don't feel bored. I'll try to cover as much as possible, and I'll try to put in as much energy as I can, but still my throat is not going to continue with me in this particular session because it's paining a lot, so I want to apologize straightforward right now. But yeah, let's share the screen and then start it off. So I've already shared it.
Yeah,
Can you add
yeah,
it to the
yeah.
screen?
Before we move ahead, I had some
Mhm.
questions for you. So, before we
Sure.
start, could you let your audience know exactly who is Madhav? What
Huh?
does he
Could
do?
you?
Could you tell our audience who is Madhav? What does he do
Awesome.
exactly?
Awesome. That's a very interesting question. And if I had to tell my audience or your audience who is Madhav, in one word, I would definitely say a learner because that's how I see myself. But then again, if you want to talk about what all things I have been doing lately, you can call me a blogger, you can call me a YouTuber, you can call me a software engineer, you can call me a full stack developer. Some people call me mentor, some people call me teacher, some people call me guide. So yeah, I've been playing a lot of roles lately. But my only motive is to help out people and try to learn as much as possible and try to explore as much as possible along with it. And my only motto in life is that we all grow while lifting each other up. So yes, that is what I describe myself as.
Thank you so much. So, I know that you have started a lot of initiative recently in lockdown, and basically
Mhm.
after you have joined, and I would say that your lean talks where I really like that where you posted about positive criticism and negative criticism. So how does that idea comes to your mind, or how do you plan your content? What do you think? How do you read? What goes in your mind when you plan it out?
Awesome. So planning content is something which even I am learning right now. Most of my content comes just from the ideas that I get randomly still yet. But yeah, again, that's not a very good thing to rely on. You should definitely have a content calendar or some list of idea written down. But as of now, what I follow is I have a list of ideas written down in my notebook, and I just keep that small notebook along with me whenever I travel or whenever I go anywhere. So the thing is, most amazing ideas come at most unexpected times, and that's true.
Yeah.
You must have also experienced that. So that is what helps me. Like whenever, for example, I was traveling last weekend. I just went out for a long drive, and then uh, three or four blog ideas came into my mind, and I just wrote down the title of them in my small notebook that I carry along with myself. And yes, you are going to see the blog on them very soon. So that was one part of it, that where do I get my ideas? So where do I get my ideas? It's a big question because and the answer is going to be also very big because I get my ideas from random thoughts, from unexpected places, from reading a lot, from thinking a lot, from interacting a lot. So if I am interacting with you today, Manpreet, I'm definitely sure that within this period of time when I will be answering your questions, I'm definitely sure that I am going to get a few content ideas. And that's how most of the content creators do. Like they interact a lot with people and they hear what people are facing difficulties. And we are going to discuss all about that in today's discussion, like where
Yeah.
all, how can you get ideas and all those things. So yes, that was one part. And coming to the planning, yes, I believe that everyone should have a content calendar. Like so that in case someday, some random day, you did not get any idea of any content, you don't miss out posting or something like that. But yeah, that's not a hard and fast rule, because as I said, I don't see myself as a content creator. I just see myself as a learner. So even if I miss out 1 or 2 days in posting, that's completely fine by me. And because that was not my aim from to begin with. So yeah, if you are planning to be a hardcore content creator, you should definitely have a content calendar where you can jot down, like, on this date I can plan a small blog, on this date I can plan a small tweet, on this date I can maybe roll out a few memes or something like that.
Okay. And now that you have a good people look up to you, they consider you as mentor or some follow your content, and now that you have a very big LinkedIn family, your YouTube family, your Instagram family. So, how important is consistency for you? How, because I know you work so much, you plan out so good initiatives, you're working full time. So, how important for you is the consistency to maintain with the people's expectations?
Consistency is one of the most important things when it comes to content creation, because people are going to remember you only when they notice you frequently. You must have heard about this fact that your brand image is created in people's mind only when they see 6 to 7 impressions of your content. So that is something really, really important if you aim to be a blogger or a YouTuber or a content creator. So yes, and that is possible only if you are being consistent with rolling out your content. It could be one piece of content a week. It could be one piece of content per 2 weeks. It could be one piece of content every other day or once in 2 days. The definition of consistent content depends on you, but try to make sure that you follow that.
Okay. Before we move ahead, I have some comments from the questions till now that you answered that wow, you're playing so many great roles, and it's so great to be here. So, yeah. So, the session is yours.
Thanks a lot, Manpreet. Yeah, let me start again. As I told in the beginning as well, I'll be going really, really very slow because I am facing a lot of trouble speaking today. I hope you guys understand. But yeah, these are the main 5 topics that we are going to discuss today. First of all, I'm going to share with you my journey from being a non-blogger to a top blogger. Then I will share with you 5 reasons that you should start writing right now. Then I'm going to tell you 5 steps to write a successful blog. And then I'm going to tell you the 5 unspoken rules of top bloggers. I was one of the top bloggers in productivity on Medium, and I was that 2 times in continuity. So yes, this is something which you can say that this is coming from an experienced source. So yeah, you can definitely trust on it. And then I'm going to tell you the 5 things without which you will probably fail in long term. So yes, let's begin our discussion. So not going too deep into my journey, I'll tell you in brief how my blogging journey started. So it was one fine day. I was just frequently, like just as always, just as my regular day looked like, I tried to solve a lot of doubts that my juniors in college had. And Manpreet would definitely agree on this. Like I try to help people a lot, and that is something which I considered as my duty. So it was one fine day, and and then I just started thinking that a lot of my juniors had some similar doubt, that how to start web development, how to start this, how to start that. And that I found that I was being repetitive. Like every question, like person X is also asking the same question, person Y is also asking the same question, and person Z is also asking the same question. So I just got a random thought, like why not write, let's write a blog on it, and whenever some other person asks me this particular question, I'll, instead of answering him or her, I'll just forward the link to the blog. That's how my journey started. And it was very, very irregular journey, trust me guys. For the first year, there were some months where I wrote even 5 to 6 blogs, and there were some months in which I did not write any blog. And recently, like I think a few months ago, I got this notification from Medium saying that congratulations, you are a top writer in productivity. How did I do that? I am going to share with you in the upcoming slides on this channel right now. Before we go further, I'll give you the link to my blog so that you can also follow me. So first of all, on Medium, you can find me as madhavbehel.medium.com, which is going to look something like this. And you can definitely click the follow button, which you might see somewhere here or here. And I recently started my personal blog as well, which is theleanprogrammer.com. Do check it out and yes, do subscribe to it now. I have recently started my own React tutorial series, which you are definitely going to like. So yes, do check it out if you aim to learn it. Now, continuing with today's discussion, which is all these topics which I shared with you. I'm so sorry. It's so difficult to speak today. But yeah, anyhow. Cool. So, five reasons that you should definitely start writing. I'm going to go ahead with it very quickly so that we can spend more time on Q&A, live Q&A, instead of just me speaking and giving the content to you guys. So, five top reasons that you should definitely write is first of all, you can't always speak. You might not get the opportunity to take part in public speaking, and sometimes you might want to speak, but sometimes people might not even listen to you. Secondly, you can share your experiences and others can learn from them. As I told you in the beginning, that I started my journey just to help out my juniors because a lot of my juniors were asking me the repetitive doubts which even I was tired of answering. So instead of answering to every one of them, I just wrote a blog on it and shared the link to that blog. So you can share your experiences and others are going to learn from it. Thirdly, you can build credibility, trust, and brand. A lot of people will come to you like for example, let's say take an example of Manpreet. She is creating content on machine learning and AI on her YouTube channel. I bet that a lot of people has have already a lot of people already view her as an inspiration when it comes to machine learning and artificial intelligence. So yes, she is building her brand. She is building credibility, trust, and brand in this area. Fourth, of course, the opportunities that you are going to get. You are going to, once you start writing, once you start creating content, people are going to notice you and they are going to come to you with a lot of opportunities. So a normal person is going to seek for opportunities, whereas a content creator will attract opportunities. So that's a very big difference. Fifth, and the most important, gain knowledge as you write. Specifically for me, these five were not the only reasons why I started. For me, there were two more reasons. First of all, importance of English as a global language. I was not very good at English. Trust me, guys. Now, if you look at me now, you are definitely going to think that, oh, Madhav is so good at English. He's good at spoken English, plus he's also good at writing stuff. But if you would have interacted with me in my first year, I can bet that that was definitely not going to be your perception. So, yes, I can definitely say I improved my English a lot while blogging. And then another reason that I started thinking and writing faster with more experience. So this has endless benefits. Like when you can think and write fast, trust me, I can't even mention the list of benefits that you are going to get out of it. So yes, definitely. So what are the five things that makes a successful blog? Before starting that, let me know if you guys have any question till now, or if you guys want to ask me anything. And it will also give me a couple of minutes of rest.
I just love what you're sharing, and they could definitely are relating to it, what you are sharing. So, till now, it's just that you're doing great, and whatever you're saying is so good.
Thanks a lot, Manpreet. Yes, so let me share with you my five strategies of successful content. So, firstly, the first strategy which I always use, this is the most important strategy. It's called be the reader strategy. So whenever you are going to make any content, trust me, this is applicable to every sort of content, whether it can be a podcast, it can be a blog, it can be a YouTube video, it can be an Instagram reel, it can be an IGTV video, it can be a carousel, it can be a tweet, anything, it is going to help you out. Before publishing your content, be the reader. Ask yourself, what are the things my reader love? Ask yourself, are you providing any value to your reader? What all things, what all type of content do your audience love? Is it educational content? Is it informative content? Is it compelling content? Or is it something that challenges the reader to do something? Or maybe it's just meme making or some funny content. Once you are clear with these 5 or 6 points, you will know which category of content to create right now. And trust me, it is also the case that your type of content might vary day to day. Some days you might create memes, some day you might create informative content, someday you might just roll out some challenge. For example, 30 days of code, 50 days of code, and I am also going to uh, share with you one such challenge so that you can grow along with that challenge. Now, the second thing is content strategy. Ask yourself the following question, like before you write any blog, ask yourself these questions. How can I help my readers? First and the most important question. Did I learn something today which I can share with others? These questions can help you get the ideas for your next blog. As I was talking to you in the beginning of this video, that most amazing ideas comes from most unexpected places. So yes, always keep these interactive and intriguing questions in your mind. Firstly, how can I help my readers? Did I learn something today which I can share with others? Am I an expert at something? For me, I consider that I have a good level of knowledge with React. That gave me an idea of creating a tutorial series in React.js. Can I make my readers more skilled? Can I teach them something? Yes, definitely. I am good at React and Flexbox. So why not create a YouTube video on those things? Can I help them put away their worries in any manner? I thought a lot about it. Like, can I do something for my audience so that they can stop worrying about something? I thought about that, and that was the time when I started writing self-help blogs, and I started also creating videos, which I call the growth tutorial series. You can check it out on my YouTube channel, which is Being Better. Then finally, ask yourself this question: what value can I add through my content in my reader's life? So these are some types of content that might help you. So you can share something knowledgeable. For example, a practical roadmap for web development. You can also share your journey. For example, I shared one of my achievements. Congratulations, you are now the top blogger in productivity. And it helped me a lot. It gained a lot of interaction, and yes, it gained a lot of views as well. Something new. So this was something I wrote in, I guess, 2020, I think October or November, I don't really remember. So this was something positive which came in 2020, that India bought some new jets and new educational policy was announced. That was something new and something trending, and that attracted a lot of attention. And as you can see, it attracted around 60,000 views. One more idea can be share a story, like for example, this one. So all you need to be creative, engage with audience, and bring a fresh perspective with your views. How should you structure your content? This is something really
Okay,
important.
I have a
Mhm.
question for you. So,
Yeah.
when you create the content relating to the current trends, or be it you are reading something books, so do you think, what if I share and that people might think about me this way? What would they think if I write about it? Do you feel that what would they think if I write about it? The people out there who might read you, does their opinion really a lot matters at the point when you're writing it?
Good question. If I was able to understand it correctly, I can jot it down into a few words like, does their opinion matter or not? A simple answer for that would be, if it's coming from multiple sources, it's no longer an opinion, it's a feedback. And if it's coming from only a single person, it's definitely an opinion, and you should never ever care about that. So trust me, I have been a lot into this journey of content creation. I've been creating content since 3 years now. Years is a big time, and I've got a lot of hate plus appreciation in the same manner. So trust me, sometimes when you get hate, it's not the actual hate. It's something valuable hidden in the coating of hatred, because you can actually find out if it's coming from multiple people. It's a feedback that you can use. And trust me, if it's coming only from a single person, for example, in my today's content itself that I posted on LinkedIn, so I just posted something about social media addiction and how can notification distract you and distract your focus. And some random guy who I don't even know just commented on it that, dude, LinkedIn is also a social media. So I was clearly talking about notifications and how tapping on that one single notification can waste a lot of your time. And I was not even talking about scrolling on LinkedIn or Instagram or something like that. So that was completely useless. So whenever you get, firstly, just forget about the opinions while you are publishing the content. It does not matter. Trust me, it does not matter. Once you are rolling out the content, only focus on the content. Once you have rolled out the content, now it comes a time when you have to see how people are reacting towards it. So now you can see three types of feedback. First one is the positive feedback, people are liking it. Second one is the negative feedback or the constructive criticism. That's also good, because that is the thing that is going to increase your skills. You can know where you are going wrong only if someone points it out for you. And the third category, which is the useless criticism, which I called the hate. You should definitely ignore the hate, because a lot of people are not doing anything there on their own. I see a lot of people putting hate comments on my content, and when I try to open their profile, they have done nothing in their life. Their profile is completely empty. They might be some student in some random university. They even might be like, they are not even content creators. And the thing was, like, a lot of time I noticed this very frequently, that these type of people put hate comments on every other post they see. So they are just filled with negativity, and I feel sad for them. But that's the biggest thing I can do. I can't pay much more of my attention on them. So this is something which you should also follow. Appreciate positive criticism, positive not criticism, positive feedback. Work on the negative criticism or the negative feedback, and ignore the useless criticism.
Also, that with reading, there's one question that reading and listening are very important skill that we need when we build something. So how did you incorporated listening? Do you also listen to other people's in the same domain, and how does that help you to make your own content and improve it?
As I told in the beginning as well, that I listen much more than I say. Almost all of the content ideas that I get come from interacting with people. I interact with people a lot on my LinkedIn and on my Instagram as well. People send me their doubts like, hey bhaiya, how can I solve this particular problem? Hey bhaiya, I'm facing an issue with my resume, can you help me out? I'm facing this issue, I'm facing that issue. And that is how I sometimes I even connect with them on a simple call. And I guess that's how we also connected, Manpreet. I guess you gave me a call, and then we discussed around some a few things that you have doubt about. So
Yeah.
that is what
So to
gives.
all the listeners out there, he was my mentor, helped me in my interviewing thing with my DSN algo. So he has been a great help to me.
Thanks a lot, Manpreet. I didn't do much. I just showed you a few resources. That's but yeah. So yes, listening and reading are critical parts of creating content, because that is how you are going to get an idea. But when it comes to reading, a lot of people do one big mistake. They just copy and paste the things that they read. This is definitely the worst thing that you can do. Get the idea or get the inspiration from a content that you are reading, but don't forget to put in your views in that. If you're not putting your views, or even if you are just taking that but not mentioning the credit, it's going to hurt you a lot in your long term. So yes, let's continue with the flow. So these five things constitute a good content. First thing, just give me a minute. Yeah. So the first thing is be the reader. Before even you start writing, be the reader and ask yourself these questions that I told you. Then plan out a content strategy, and then comes to structuring the content. How should you structure your content? This is the most important part, trust me, guys, because if you don't structure your content well, people are not going to read it till the end. So always follow these 10 points while structuring your content. Firstly, it should be easy to read. Nobody cares about how good of your English, how good of English speaker or how good your English is. What people care is the content and are they able to understand the content. You don't need to be Shashi Tharoor to write a good blog. Need to be yourself. You need to put in some simple words that are simple and easy to understand. Secondly, use proper spacing. Without proper spacing, people are going to get bored while reading your content. Thirdly, it should be good looking. Yes, it should not be cluttered a lot. Like a lot of people, I see a lot of LinkedIn posts which are just a big paragraph with 100 and 200 words. So trust me, guys, that is the worst thing you can do to your content. That you are not structuring it well, because people who will read those cluttered paragraphs, always keep this in mind, that keep your sentences short. Try to keep only 5 to 6 or 7 or maximum 12 to 13 words in one sentence, and then try to keep only 2 to 3 or maximum 4 to 5 sentences in one paragraph. Try to use list and bullet points. It makes the content to read much more easier. Try to use headings and subheadings wherever necessary. And trust me, guys, this is again very important. Focus on one topic clearly. I see a lot of people, they start writing their content, and they start writing in the title they would say that 5 ways to get more fit, 5 ways to learn machine learning, 5 ways to do this. And when they start writing the content, they deviate from the topic so much that nobody likes to read their blog. Then seventh one is little use of emojis. Yes, little bit is fine, but the excessive use of emojis. Nobody likes that. Eighth one is images. This is something super important, which even I try to follow. Try to put at least one image after every 300 words. I'll show you some example of my own blogs as well. For example, my recent blog, which is three promises which will reform your relationship, which I published on the Valentine's Day. So as you can see, this is the first image, then a few paragraphs, 4 to 5 paragraphs, then another image, and then so these are some bullet points and headings and subheadings, then another one, then some information about that thing, and then another image, and then another image. So this makes the blog quite easy to read, and quite people don't go off your blog. Storytell, this is something very interesting. Like you can leverage storytelling. I can probably create one more video, or you can even go to my blog, which is theleanprogrammer.com, and check out this blog, which is 3 steps for writing a story that inspires. This is very informative, trust me, guys. Check it out. I've told everything about storytelling that I know in this blog. And yes, you are going to find it super helpful. And then don't forget to add a call to action. Call to action can be something as simple as Like this blog if you loved it, or something like do subscribe to my YouTube channel, or something like do subscribe to my mailing list. Because if you don't add a call to action, people are not going to take that call to action, because people came to your blog just to read that blog. They won't know by themselves that you have a mailing list. They won't know by themselves that you have a YouTube channel. If you explicitly tell them to, definitely they will follow if they like the content. Now, the third thing was, or the fourth thing was frequency and length. So a lot of people ask me what should be the frequency and what should be the length of a blog. So frequency, as I was talking about in the beginning as well, that frequency can be anything. Like it can be once a day, twice a day, once in 2 days, once in 3 days, once in a week, or once in 2 weeks. But don't go beyond once in 2 weeks, otherwise people are just going to forget about you. And always remember that to form a brand, you need at least 6 to 7 impressions showing in your reader's feed so that they can remember you. And talking about length can be anything. I personally prefer blogs which are less than 10 minutes of read, because people don't have that much time. Especially me, I don't ever read a blog that is 20 minutes or 30 minutes of read, because I can't read that much. A perfect length would be 4 to 7 minutes of read. And now the last thing, dealing with criticism. So first of all, if you have published the content, no matter what kind of result you are getting out of it, always applaud yourself, because you did something which a lot of people want to do but are not doing that. You should definitely appreciate yourself that you are now not in the 90% category. Once you have appreciated yourself, now think, was it your fault? Can you improve? If the answer to was it your fault is yes, ask yourself, can you improve on that? Some things are by situation and some things are in our hand. If the answer to can you improve is yes, improve on it. If the answer to can you improve is no, or if the answer to was it your fault is no, have a thick skin and just forget about it. Now, the last thing for today, I think not the last thing, two more things are remaining. Yes, the five unspoken rules of top bloggers. Let me know if you guys have any questions. I will, I will do them.
It now, or do you want to answer it at end?
Huh?
Do you
I
want to
couldn't.
answer the questions now, or do you want to answer it at end? We have two, three questions coming up.
Cool, cool, awesome. Let's take them at end only, but let's take a break of 1 minute. It's very,
Yeah,
very
yeah,
difficult for
sure.
me to
No
speak.
worries.
Once again, I apologize for this delay, guys, and I apologize for going so slow, because
I
generally I
guess
don't.
it's, I don't know, everything works in favor because you're so slow, they could grasp and understand so easily. So, for your encouragement, I said that I didn't knew. That's great.
Awesome,
So,
awesome,
and slides are so insightful for them.
awesome.
So, it's working in your favor, I guess.
Cool. So I can try out going slow in a free webinar that I have. Cool.
Hi, Madhav.
Anyways, yeah, yeah, Akshay, tell me.
So, couple of questions previously asked by the audience. So, one is, since you're talking about blogging, right? Most of the students do not understand what blogging is. So, if they like a question for you, how can I start writing blogs? So, is there any particular structure as that? I guess you have already told that. So, how can I find enthusiasm to start writing blogs?
Enthusiasm, talking about enthusiasm, I think I have already covered it. Let me share it with you once again. So I think these five reasons should be good enough for you to start writing. Most importantly, the third and the fourth reason, which is credibility, trust, and brand. People will start knowing you once you start blogging. Trust me, it feels very, very good when you, as a student, write a blog about OSI layers and networking, and people 10 years older than you DM you that, hey, buddy, this blog helped me a lot in my job. That feels
Yeah.
really great. And that has
If
happened to me.
yeah, if anybody does not know, Madhav published a blog, and one of the professors approached him and told him that I'm using this as a reference to teach at my college. So that
Yeah.
makes a difference. See, I read
That
your post.
thanks a lot, Manpreet. So yes, that makes a huge difference, and that will be a very big motivating factor for you guys, because when you as a student write a blog which a professor is using to teach in his class, it makes a lot of difference. So yes, talking about motivational factors, that should be a good enough motivation. And now, how to write a blog? Simple. Firstly, think about an idea. An idea can be anything, as from as lame as which is the best Pokemon. Like if you are a Pokemon lover, if you are an anime lover and you watch Naruto, you can write about anything. Like trust me, all forms of Naruto, or all all power ups of Naruto. If you are coder or you like competitive programming, you can write a blog about how to start competitive programming. The ideas are endless. You are filled with ideas. There are ideas in you, there are ideas around you. You just need to open your eyes and see those ideas and write about those ideas. And then, how to make it successful? Follow the strategy which I told you. Firstly, be the reader. Secondly, content strategy, like strategize your content, and what should be the story which I should be telling in my content, what should be the content inside my blog, and all those things. And then don't forget to structure the content properly, and then the rest is just the result. Structuring is very, very important. Don't forget about it.
Right. So nowadays it so happens that most of the companies do not accept resumes. They first check your brand. How
Yeah.
how, how are you showcasing yourself on social media profiles? What are
That's
you
called online presence. They do check your online footprint, and that's true.
Definitely. So even we have done that while hiring for a company. We also check how are students opening up, because this so happens that when HR looks at your online presence, this focuses on the company too, right? How will you showcase up in the brainstorming sessions in the companies? Many aspects come over here.
Yes. Cool. So now let's continue with our content. The second last topic is five unspoken rules. If you want to succeed as a blogger or as a content creator, don't miss out these five rules. Firstly, make your blogs speak for you. Have your own unique way of telling things. Trust me, if you are a continuous reader, if you read very, very much, you will see that just by seeing the content, the piece of content, you will know who has written it, because every good blogger out there, every good author out there have their own unique way of writing things. But when I say unique way of writing things, I'm not saying about the grammar or using punctuations or all those things, but the way they convey their message to you, that is something super important. And that is something which every blogger has a unique. So make your own unique way of writing your blogs. Second thing is fill them up with energy. Try to make your blogs very, very energetic, but don't let them be boring. You can include images, you can include memes, you can include some funny things, you can include quotes, you can include motivational quotes. There are a lot of ideas. Yeah, but also make sure that you're not shouting. Like, I hope you got my point. And then again, the most important amongst those five unspoken rules: do not fake it until you make it. This is the worst advice that anyone can give you, because you can fake yourself in one or two blogs, but you can't fake yourself in continuity. And successful blogger is made out of continuity and consistency. You will never find a blogger who gained reputation over a single night. It trust me, the whole process takes at least 6 months to 1 year. You are going to build your brand in at least 6 months. So if you are faking it, you will not be able to keep up with it for this long period of time. So here are some tips. Do not fake it. Be yourself. Take inspiration, but do not copy. Stay truthful. Check the accuracy of whatever things you are telling, and try to be inclusive. Try not to hate someone and try not to write against someone. Trust me, encouragement acts much better than hate. Don't If you can't encourage someone, then don't try to at least put them down. And otherwise, people are going to see you as a person who always tries to put people down, and they're not going to like you. Nobody likes such kind of people. Show your sources. This is something super important. If you have taken a piece of fact, or if you have taken a piece of content from some other place, mention the link to that particular place. It's good for you because it's showing your credibility, that you are credible in what you are doing. And it's good for them. They will have something more to read. And again, don't sell, don't spam. If you like, I have one content creator in my in my contacts. I forgot his name. He sends every LinkedIn post he creates, every YouTube video he publishes, he sends that link to every WhatsApp and Facebook contact he has. And trust me, I put him on mute a long time ago, and a lot of people must have done that. If you are selling stuff continuously, or if you are spamming people, people are going to mute you. And then let's say if one day you really wrote something well, still people will think that it's just a spam and they won't be looking at it. But you will probably fail if you are not doing these five things which I'm going to tell you. Why have I mentioned this particular image here? I want any one of you to guess, even including Manpreet and Akshay. If you guys can guess, why have I put this particular image here?
Maybe to say that you get your content gets appreciated over the time, and initially
Not
views,
really. Actually,
you should not see
it's
the
actually the
views
opposite.
actually.
No, you should definitely see them to see how your content is going on. And over time, your content actually degrades because new content comes up, and you will see that in Twitter, your tweets get the most amount of engagement within 30 to 1 hour, 30 minutes to 1 hour. On LinkedIn, your post gets most engagement within a few hours. So as with time, your content actually degrades and you are not going to get some attention. Try to look at it and try to figure out what
In
is.
this, so one is how consistent you are, and the content which you have wrote. So who are the audience for it? How are the audience appreciating your content, and how beautifully you have written on that, and timing of the content, that is also an important.
Yeah, you have mentioned all of the points, but yes, that also contained the point which I was trying to mention. Where are your audience coming from? So as you can see, this is one of my posts which got 1,43,000 views. And as you can see, the internal views were just 2,400, whereas the external views were 1,41,000. So this was one of my Medium blogs statistics. So no matter what platform you are blogging in, it could be in a LinkedIn article, it could be on Hashnode, it could be on Medium, it could be on any other type of platform. If you are not getting external views, internal views are always limited. Your medium itself is not going to promote your content very much, unless and until it's something super interesting which the algorithm randomly picks up. Even on LinkedIn, you must have seen sometimes the algorithm randomly picks up, not randomly, it must be some sort of cool algorithm working behind it. But yes, the most of times the internal views are very low. If you are a blogger, you will be able to relate with it. Or if you start blogging, you will definitely start seeing that your internal views are going to be very low. So what I'm trying to say here is focus on where your audience is coming from and try to increase this external views a lot. How you can do that? Firstly, become Google worthy. Try to include keywords in your blog or in your content that makes your content appear in the Google search, and um, try to increase the SEO of your content basically, so that people can come from Google to your blog. But make sure that you are not doing a clickbait, because clickbait posts, people do come on it, but the bounce rate is very high. People just go away from the post and don't even read it. This was the first thing, that try to become Google worthy. Secondly, try to have your own website, even if nobody opens it. But having your own website actually increases your credibility a little bit, that this guy is there online and this he is publishing content regularly. So yes, don't forget to check out my website, which is theleanprogrammer.com. And don't forget to check out my content as well. Cool. So yeah, mailing list. This is something super, super important as a content creator. If you don't have your own mailing list, you are not going to succeed. Because as I said, every platform has its limit. Even if it's, you can take example of Instagram. On Instagram, if you are looking at Instagram in 2015, adding some simple hashtags like hashtag programming or hashtag code could make your content go viral. There was so much organic reach. But in 2021, no matter if you add even 30 out of 30 hashtags, you are probably going to get very, very low organic reach. So that's the whole point. Every platform gets overcrowded with time, and once it gets overcrowded, your organic reach is going to get degraded. So yes, do maintain your own mailing list where you interact with your readers and with your audience regularly. To check out my mailing list, you can go to tinyletter.com/the lean programmer. I use TinyLetter. It's a free service. You can even use Mailchimp or some other thing if you have some bucks to spare. But yes, TinyLetter is completely for free. So yeah, you can go to tinyletter.com/the lean programmer. Cool. And then don't limit yourself to one platform. Try to have your engagement on multiple platforms, but that can be a lot of work, and that can also mean you focusing on so many areas and not paying attention to a single one of them, which could even lead to failure. So yes, try to be active on at least two, or even if it's just two, but try to be active on two platforms. Not don't never ever rely on a single platform. And the last tip is create, engage, and help. Trust me, it's not about building a brand. It's not about making money. It's not about publishing content daily. It's not about something that you do for yourself. It's about something that you are doing for the people who read you or the people who consume your content. It's about them. It's about creating a family. Always remember that. So yes, that's it for today. Do check out this 50 days, 50 post challenge. This is a challenge which I tell to every one of them, every one of people who view my content, so that they can also start creating content, no matter how like what stage of life you are in, or even if you are a student. Just try to post one post on LinkedIn every day. This is going to help you a lot. People are going to notice you. For example, you can document your journey. Take this 50 days of learning challenge. Learn something new every day. It can be coding, it can be blogging, it can be self-help, it can be philosophy, it can be anime, it can be gaming, it can be Pokemon, it can be Naruto, it can be Dragon Ball Z, anything. Try to post on social media to try. That is going to build your brand. And once you do that, after 50 days, you will notice that a lot of people are looking at you now. And trust me, in 21st century, attention is the most important thing, because that's not cheap. So yes, one post every day, whatever you learned, it could be as simple as taking a screenshot of the slides that I'm presenting here and putting it up on LinkedIn. But yes, for the next 50 days, do put one LinkedIn post every day and do tag me. I'm LinkedIn. I'm on there. I'm on LinkedIn with the name Madhav Bhal. And yes, you can tag me. I would love to see your all. How's your challenge going on? And try to have one blog every Sunday. Let me know if you are in. Do tag me in your content so that I can see that you are taking this challenge seriously. That's it for today. Always remember this fact that blogging sets you apart as an expert in your field.
So, Madhav, wanted to ask you this: for students who are now coming into the space of online presence, how important is it to find a niche?
Very important. So if your aim is to be a content creator, you have to find your niche, because otherwise people are not going to remember you as someone, an expert in some particular field. It could be anything, as I told you. It could be coding, it could be self help, it could be productivity, it could be anime, it can be cartoon, anything. But you need to select your niche. But as a student, it's not at all important. As a student, something which is really important is trying out and exploring more and more things. Do try out things, do post about everything, be a learner first, and then you can find out your niche gradually. And yes, I have some blogs on finding how to find a niche as well. Yeah, we can discuss about that some other time.
So, as a student, 95% of the students are not there mostly on LinkedIn, Twitter, or Medium, right? So, what was that one thing which motivated you to come on these social media platforms and then start your online presence?
Very, very good question. So, Medium, the best thing about Medium is you don't have to be on Medium to read the blogs. As I told you, that I started blogs just to help my juniors, and I would write a blog and send it out as a link to my juniors, whoever needed it. So that solves this one problem, that you don't need to be on Medium. Now, why did I choose LinkedIn? LinkedIn is an amazing platform. Trust me, guys. It's currently the only platform which can give you a huge organic reach. As I told you, in 21st century, attention is the most expensive thing, and you are not going to get it easily. On Instagram, organic reach is almost zero now. On Facebook, they're not even like there. No one even uses Facebook now. So who will see your blog, or the content you mention? But LinkedIn has an algorithm which encourages people to write posts. It has an algorithm like, for example, I wrote down a post. You clicked on like button on my post. Now it's going to appear in your feed as well. Now someone else from your feed clicked on that like button on my post. Now it's going to appear on his feed as well. So yes, even a person having 100 connection can write a post which can be seen by millions of people, and a person having millions of followers can write a post which cannot be seen by even 100 people. So on LinkedIn, it's not about your number of followers; it's about the content that you are putting out. So yes, that's something really important.
Right.
I have one more question. Before we move ahead with the questions from our viewers, okay, yeah, we can take this question first. How strong your writing skill should be in order to start blogging? What are your suggestions and recommendations on this?
So, as I
Ever
said in the beginning as well, you don't need to be Shashi Tharoor to write a blog, and nobody is going to like that blog if it's written by in that sort of difficult language. Just write in your language, in the way you speak. It does not need to be in English. It can be in Hindi as well. Pick up your language in which you are comfortable with and start writing. There are always people in that particular field or that particular language who will love to read that blog. It's more about your content, it's more about how the people see your content, and it's more about whether or not are is your audience able to understand your content. It's not about using those some difficult English words to create your brand as a expert at English. You don't need to set your brand as an expert at English. You need to set your brand as an expert in coding, or as an expert in blogging, or an expert in productivity, or something like that in your niche. So yes, you don't need to be an expert. You just, if you know how to speak and how to write down what you are speaking, you are good to go.
So to sum up this, we can also say that whatever you meant to share it to the audience, have has your audience understood that? That is more than enough.
So good question, Teeth. When you would be starting with DSS series, trust me, very soon. So I have the series going on, which I call the AAM, which is an app a month. So For 2020, my aim is to focus on this particular series only, which is, oh, I think the screen is not being shared, but anyhow, you can go to my YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/slash the lean programmer, and check out this playlist, which is A.I.M. So this year I'm going to focus only on React Native, and Flutter. In 2022, in start or mid 2022, I am going to start probably, most probably, with DSA as well. So yes, do stay tuned to my channel, youtube.com/slash the lean programmer.
I have one question for you. Like, there's a
Let's
lot
keep it
of
the last
content.
question, Manpreet, if that's fine
Yeah,
with
yeah,
you.
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. This is the last question. So, when you write, there are a lot of topics. A lot of people have written on that topic. So, but then how do you feel that your content will make a difference? Like, if you're making a video on DSA, there are a lot of people teaching DSA videos. So, how do you think that a difference in something can make a difference? Like, some people think that already people have written, so why should I write on it?
Three things on this. Firstly, you have your own unique way of writing that can make people learn. For example, I might or might not understand a blog written by Akshay, but I might understand the same thing which is written in the way Manpreet writes. So that's something very important. Secondly, as I told in the beginning as well, that content degrades with time. A lot of new things keep coming up and old content goes down. So, yes, we always need to keep that new content. For example, a React.js, let's talk about React.js itself. A person who created a tutorial about React.js in 2018 must have created it using class-based component. But a person who will create, for example, me, a person who will create React.js tutorial in 2021 is going to use hooks, which is the latest thing which is coming on in React.js. And now the third thing is you have your own unique way of writing and your own unique set of network. So, for example, a person in your network who had no knowledge about Git and GitHub came to know about Git and GitHub when he saw your Instagram story or your WhatsApp story that you wrote a blog on Git and GitHub, and that was his starting point. So even if that's not something new, that is something which is widely available, you acted as a medium who showed him or her the way. So keep these three things in mind, and that will be something good. Yeah, let's end this.
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, Akshay, for being my co host today. And thank you so much, Madhav, for spending your weekend, even if you were ill. And if there are few questions left, I'll send you on your LinkedIn and email you so that you can take it as your post content and share it with us. Thank you so
Definitely.
much, everyone, for joining us today. And you can follow him. I have shared it in the comments as well, and I'll link it in the description. All his contact details. So until we meet next time, thank you, everyone. Bye bye, and don't forget to like, share, and
Bye-bye.
subscribe to AIM Learning and Lean Programmer.
Thank you, Madhav, for sparing time and then joining.
Thanks, Akshay.